What's going on, YouTube? This your boy Aristotle R with the Rari. Everybody do me a favor. Comment where you from. Please like and subscribe if you new here. Alright, so comment where you from real quick. Where y'all from? Where y'all tapping in from? And then we gonna get this thing started. We got NC, we got NY, Florida. Let's see what we got. Hawaii in the building. Nice. Chicago, VA. Let's see what else we got. Riverdale. Okay, we got everything. Somebody said intro beat go hard. Nice, appreciate it. Indianapolis. All right, hit the word new if you new here. So y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all rocking with me, I'm rocking with y'all. Y'all know what's going on. So today we gonna go over what I see this week. My thoughts on the market and potentially what to look for, see if we are either in danger or, you know, what else to look for. In the meantime, I'm gonna get some more, tap in with some more people. If you new, say new. If this is your first time in, then welcome folks. We make a lot of money. And if you made money on Stock Sundays, and if you bought the dip because of Stock Sunday, just made plenty of money, comment me and how much money. If you made money because of honey drip, anything, comment the word me. All right. Dominican Republic. We got some new people in here. Welcome. Fort Eisenhower, Pennsylvania. My creative technician said he's new. Dirty Jersey said he's in here. Chicago, Jersey, okay. All right, there you go, folks. Nice. And then somebody said Houston. And then he said he made 2K with you and Brett last week. Nice. Louisiana. What's going on, Queen 888? New. Okay, me. My boy Raphael said me. All right, let's get it. Y'all know what time it is. If you made money, comment the word me. And then we going to talk about some stocks, what I'm watching, what to watch out for. Me, Airbnb, nice, okay. Me, 23K. Me, 73K. 7,300 last week. Okay, nice. Y'all making money. Okay. Memphis in the building. South Carolina in the building. Savannah in the building. So we're going to get right to it, folks. Okay, we're going to get right to it. Who else we got? My boy K Trade said he made 3,600. Nice. 3,600 for K Trades. Put that over here. Boom. Nice. Unraveler's a wizard. Yes, he is. That's my dog. That boy said me 1 million. 4K. Nice. All right, let's get it, folks. So first thing first, we're going to look at what to watch out for next week. So what do we have, folks? We have Conference Board Leading Economics Index on Monday, Tuesday, free day. Wednesday, we have release of minutes from July, Federal Reserve. So, you know, nothing really, Powell speaks, okay. And then, so nothing really going on. Nothing really going on, folks, next week. A little data here and there. But more than likely, I'm thinking we keep going up based on the trend. But I wouldn't be surprised if we get one more pullback. We get one more pullback, then, you know, that could potentially be another blessing, another add. So, you know, either way it goes, you should be in a good position. Because if you bought the dip, because, you know, in Honey Drip we bought the dip, then you should be good. And if you didn't buy the dip, then we could possibly get another leg down. So let's delete all these drawings real quick. And then let's see where we got. Let's start off with a clean slate. All right. So let's see exactly what we got. Let's bring up some MAs. We're on SPY. This is our chart. Let me bring up the 100 MA. Let me bring up the 200. Let me bring up the 50. All right. And I'll do the 21. I don't really need the 21. Those be my MAs. 50 my purple, white my 100, Orange is my 200 MA. All right. So we got all-time highs. Also, shout out to my son. Today is his birthday. I just got done with a celebration. Took him to the pool, and then took him to go jump around in a playhouse and all of that. Well, not a pool, but a water park. So what do we have here, folks? SPY. SPY is still trending up. What did I tell people? Never fight the trend. If you haven't learned anything from Aristotle, what has he said, folks? Bet bullish until you can't no more. And then when it's time for bearish, then it's time to bet bearish until they prove us otherwise. All right. Right now, the trend is our friend. Remember when we were just down here, they said, oh, everybody lost $200 trillion, whatever the little crazy statistic was. And you guys ate that up. And all we did was drop. Let's look. Let's see what the percentage was from the highs. This was just a 10% drop, a 10% correction. And people were really telling me, you see that? That's negative 10%. If you look right there. And people were really telling me, yeah, the market is falling. And you had people, we go through this all the time. And I've been telling people, what did I say on my Instagram too? I said, whenever the idiots start talking, that's when you buy. So let's go back to my profile. I think I said this already. I was like, whenever idiots, this one, I believe. Let's see what I said. I don't know if I can hear it. I'm not sure why it's not playing. But oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's see what I said. Here, so watch this. So we go to the fear and greed indicator. Told you, when a lot of people are scared, that's when you kind of know it's time to buy. When a lot of idiots start talking, that's when I like to buy. I like to use what is called an idiot indicator. You know how the people who just started trading, they start making up theories, trying to get their feet wet with being a genius and all of that. Hey, everybody, based on my calculations, I believe the world is going to end and Armageddon is coming and Project 2025. And that's when you start buying. Well, all the idiots who don't really know what they're talking about start talking. So what did I say, folks? This was August 6th. I tried to warn you guys. Whenever people who never started trading, I call it the idiot indicator. And guess what? The idiot indicator hit. I said that August 6th. This was August 6th right here. This is where I posted that. I said the idiot indicator is trending. Y'all might want to buy. The idiot indicator hit right here, August 6th. Is where I posted this August 6th. I really said it on Stock Sunday. I really told you guys already. I don't like to call recession. See that? August 6th is when I said that. All right. So, of course, you know, you had, and look, we can go to the comments. I don't like to call. Let's go to the comments real quick. One dude even said it. Hey, this shit gonna fall some more, dude. What are you talking about? One dude said that shit. I don't even got time for it. But you guys get the picture. The idiot indicator was trending all the way right here, and sure enough, we were right. All right, I showed them the fear and greed index. This was like a few Stock Sundays ago, and yeah, sure enough. So I was proven right once again. This one, QQQ hit the 200 in May and straight up bounce, all the way near all-time highs. We had a nice recovery from this dip. Now, I would be lying to you guys if I said I don't believe that this thing will keep going up. I see y'all laughing too. The idiot indicator. Yeah, that idiot indicator be hitting, boy. Yeah, you always gotta buy the fear, man. The fear is where it should be bought. Yeah, that idiot indicator never fails. All right, so I can't really tell you guys, hey man, I'm betting against the trend. I personally do not bet against the trend. I just don't. I can't really tell you why we bounced right here. I thought we were at least going to kiss the 200 MA, 510, but we still bought some of that dip. But I told people, hey, you got to average in. So what did I tell people? How do you trade, folks? When we had a 10% drop, I told people during Stock Sundays, we got to level this thing out, entry 1, right? And then we dropped 10% more, entry 2. You see what I'm saying? That's the only way. People be like, what do I buy the dip? There is no sure way. You just got to do it like this, folks. All right. I add here, add here, add here. So I still haven't made my second and third ads. I got in my first ad. We all got in the honey drip. We got in some ads here. We banked, but I didn't really get a chance to put in more sides, which is cool. But if it does come down there, of course, I'll let you guys know inside of the chat what exactly we're buying and where and all of that. But this is how you average in, folks. You never go in full size when you're trying to buy dips. And the reason why is because you just never know. Like, now granted, the reason why I knew that the market wouldn't keep dipping is because the election hasn't been over. It's called the election run for a reason. If we Google the term election run stock market election, I put for run. So basically it's something called an election run. You could Google it, but I'll just tell you the term. Basically, whenever there's a president running, the last president likes to shoot the market up to look good. So if it doesn't matter if Trump is running or Republican or Democrat, from my experience, no one wants to walk out with stocks, all the way down here. Then no one will want to vote for him, correct? So it doesn't matter if Trump is running or Democrat, Republic. You're going to notice by the end of their term, they're going to be near all-time highs. So that's something that I kind of just knew. Like, yeah, this how the hell would what's the point of tanking now? It's going to make you look bad. First thing Trump is going to say is, hey, the Dems tank the market. We get back down here, right? Which I wouldn't care because I'm about to dip, but it's just experience and just learning and thinking with the man as well. Not only technicals, but also following the trend. It's a lot of theories to why I personally believe the market was going to stay up. The election run, technical analysis, fear and greed index. It was a lot of fear with a 10% drop, and idiot indicator. It was a bunch of reasons to buy this dip. Now let's get into some of the stocks that I like since we're already here. What haven't we went over? Not really no earnings or anything. So let's go over one stock that I like, Dollar General. So I like this stock. I know you see a lot of lines here, so let me delete all of this real quick. So this is DG, Dollar General. And I am tired, folks. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It took me a lot to get up and do this stock Sundays, but I'm here, folks, and I'm awake and I'm alive. So we got, what is this, folks? What pattern is this? Stock Sundays. I'm gonna allow you guys to tell me. First person to get it. Let's see who gets it. SPY might hit 52 highs again. But what pattern am I watching here, folks? Let's see what we got. Okay, there we go. T-Mac, falling wedge. First one to get it. Michael Raymond said falling wedge too. Watch, a bunch of falling wedges about to come up. All right, so I did call it. I did say Dollar General looks like a falling wedge. And it's almost time for breakout. So I'm watching this. Okay, look at everybody talking about it. Falling wedge, falling wedge. Okay, Stock Sundays, y'all be paying attention. I see y'all. I see y'all. Good job. Look at all these people. This is how you know this is real education, real value. Look at Clark, my boy from back in the day. Falling wedge. Okay, falling wedge, falling wedge, falling wedge. There we go, folks. Everybody is finally catching on. You guys catching on. Honey drip. There you go. Good job, folks. So we got a falling wedge on Dollar General. And if you guys don't know what that is, let's look it up real quick. Here we go. Falling wedge pattern. So let's go and we can show you guys real quick what that is. So you guys see that? Falling wedge pattern. We have resistance and then we have support. So in order to be a falling wedge, you need 3 touches of 2 to 3 touches of support and resistance. So we got a long line and we got it like this, and then boom. So this is, then we got a downtrend. So it's a falling wedge, a reversal pattern. Then you got rising wedge, which is the opposite. Again, falling wedge. See that? So let's go see if this fits the requirement. We got touch, 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 right? So falling wedge. So all we need is a break of about 123.5 and we're golden. So I'm watching Dollar General for a nice rise, and we may get in this. We shall see. I'll let you guys know if I get in this tomorrow, but this could be a dope entry for tomorrow for Dollar General, and that will be one of my top watches. Now, granted, it's not a lot going on this week, because if we scroll down and we go see everything, even WBA was on my watch list, but they already kind of took off. If you didn't catch it down here, ain't no point. But they had bullish divergence. I'm not really a fan of this stock, mainly because if we go to their balance sheet, I didn't really like their balance sheet. I won't say their their business model is just not sustainable. People walking in just to go get some medicine, and some chips. I mean, you might want to serve a hot dog or two. I don't know what they're going to do, but check this out. Losing year over year now. Was once a profitable, well-established company. Now losing year over year. Now they're down, trailing 12 months, nearly $6 billion, and they're closing down stores. Just not looking good. Now, granted, their last quarter was profitable, and that's cool. So that could be something optimistic about them, but I'm just not a fan of Walgreens due to the brick and mortar. I don't like brick and mortar companies. Chuck E. Cheese is going bankrupt. It's just a pattern of people depending on brick and mortar going bankrupt. I don't like Best Buy. I don't like brick and mortar companies personally. Anybody who depends on brick and mortar is probably going to get phased out. And, it's just the honest truth. I mean, you got Starbucks, you got McDonald's, you got those type companies, but that's food. They're going to give me, they're going to have to give me something better. But anyways, I like Dollar General, and that would probably be my top watch. Tesla for a continuation. I like how they're holding this trend line. I like this one. And then maybe Merck will be my second one. Holding this trend line here. So Merck holding this third touch of support here. 1, 2, 3. But these would be my top watches. MRK, Dollar General. Yeah, Dollar General and MRK would be my top watches. Other than that, I don't really see much, and I would have to wait until tomorrow to really get a viewpoint, because we're so close to all-time highs again, which is crazy because look how long that took. This dip. We took the elevator up this time. What it took? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days. Within 8 trading days, we are back nearly all-time highs. I don't know how far this market is going to continue to go up. Right now, we're still getting a push. Retail gave us a push last week. So Nike went up, and we were in Nike Leaps, by the way. Check out my stats from Swings, Pins, Airbnb, Starbucks, all of that stuff right here. Literally all the swings hit. We had a few 100% bangers. Starbucks nearly went 120%. Airbnb went, CHK, Lulu, everything hit last week. Pins hit. So yeah, we back at it with the calls. But I'm humble this time, because one loss and these folks will crucify you in honey drip. So I can't even brag no more. I can hit 7. It doesn't matter how many I hit. people don't like to lose at all. I hit 7 in a row. You see that, folks? Legendary stats. But in Honey Drip, you know, high expectations, correct? But we can get into the questions. Yeah, retail went crazy. Our Nike Leaps hit, and if you were in the Leap channel, you're definitely going crazy. So if you go to my long term, comment trial if you don't want to miss my plays, by the way. Nobody's calling these plays like I am. Nobody, right? So we got long-term plays. These things been hitting. Nike 4K 37% on the leaps. I call these. PLTR crazy 66%. So I even got more that I haven't even put up there. Nike hit, PLTR hit. I probably hit like 10 swings last week. Yeah, we went crazy. PDD start hitting. Everything start hitting, man. Like PDD taking off. So yeah, PLTR was a good one though. And you see I showed them the whole thing. So I call all of these. So comment the word trial if you don't want to miss any of my plays. And for everybody who wants to get in before you even get into one of my plays, please go in my chat, scroll up, and go to the read first. Follow the 6 steps. That's all I require. And then go to the free courses and get you some learn on. Learn how to enter these trades. Learn how to understand these candlesticks. You see these, folks? You guys, everybody who wants to trade, you should not be trading if you don't understand candlesticks. You should not be trading if you don't understand simple things like the 200 MA, the 50 MA, the 100 MA. You should not be trading just yet. So for everybody who wants to come in here and just get rich quick, I am telling you, I don't endorse that. I do endorse learning first. I never said come in and you're going to get rich quick. Now, granted, do I have a great win rate? Yes, I do, as you can see. I do have an excellent win rate, but I am recommending everybody who comes in here to please learn first so you can understand at least what I'm doing, because at the end of the day, it does not matter if I hit all, let's just say you hit all of these trades, right? But you have terrible risk management. So you like, damn, Aristotle, you just hit 7 trades in a row. So, you know, that means on the 8th trade, you'll hit. Let's just say I lose that 8th trade, but you have terrible risk management. You always go in with 100%. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to eventually lose if you don't have the proper training. So please go to the free courses. Do all of these. It'll only, so I'm giving you a 7-day trial for just $35. All right. And you guys got to think, if the pandemic hits again, or if anything happens in the world, how are you going to make money while you're home? Look how many people make money. Look at this person, $1,000, right? This person can survive if another pandemic hits. This person, who else? This person, $3,500. So you got to think, these people are paying $125 a month, but look how much they're making in a day. So you're basically in free. And it's a community where, you know, everybody gets money. And only the people who come in, I'm going to tell you who don't make money. Everybody who skips this part. If you want to come in and not make money, do not go to the read first. Don't try to learn. Everybody who at least learns, because we're going to spoon feed you the plays, but you got to learn how to at least use the plays that we spoon feed you. Because I'm telling you, just copying our plays won't work, because you might panic sell. You see what I'm saying? You might, and I tell that all the time, like, just copying me is not going to work for too long, because you might panic sell when you see red. If we say add, you might not even know what the hell add means. If we say trim, you're not going to know how to trim your contract. Just simple shit like that will fuck you up. It's not just as simple as copying. All right, folks. That's why I always tell people, when you come in, please take our training. It is for you. It's for the beginner. It's for a person who knows nothing about stocks to come in and learn, and at least learn how to the support and resistance, all of that. All right. Live trading, everything. All right, folks. But let's get into the questions. Let's get into it. It's time to talk about it. What are the best brokers for option trading in the UK? You might have to Google this, but from what I heard, this person asked me what are the best brokers to use when trading overseas. Look up Interactive Broker and look up Tastyworks. So Tastyworks, and I'll show you guys real quick on my Google. So number one, Interactive Brokers. So I'll type that in on my Google real quick. These guys right here. This is it. See that? Interactive Brokers. So this is the one that, from what I've heard, overseas people use. And then Tastyworks is the second one. Tastyworks. So that's for the people who are overseas and want to tasty trade by Tastyworks. I like this broker. I have used it. It reminds me of Thinkorswim. I do recommend this broker. It's easy to add money. And then the one that you will use to chart will be TradingView. TradingView will be the charting thing. This is the only charting software that I personally like. I do pay for it. So you guys got to think about how much stuff that I pay for. If I had to tell you, I pay for TradingView. I pay for Yahoo Finance so I can see all of this data. Because if you don't pay for Yahoo Finance, they'll only let you look back at the last 4 years. But I need more data than that. So I pay to see all the years prior. So I do pay for that. So you see how I can see every year? So I pay for a lot of shit. Yeah. What else I pay for? Flow Algo. To see what the companies, what are the top flows. So it's another thing too. If you're going to get serious about trading, you have to invest in yourself. Even if you don't pay for a subscription, you're still going to end up paying for software. So people, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know somebody who makes a lot of money in investing and doesn't pay for anything. It's impossible. So if you're one of those people who believe in couponing and all that cheap shit, getting money just isn't for you. Investing isn't for you. I at least spend maybe $1,000 a month on stuff to help with my investing. I pay for another software. I pay for like 5 softwares just to help me with my investing. So you're going to have to as well. What is the most you ever made off a single contract, call or put? I can show you Meta or Nvidia. I spent 10,000 to make 250K from Nvidia options. I bought a leap at the dip. I spent 10,000 to make 250K off that. I haven't seen somebody do that but me. Let's see. Somebody said this pay for Yahoo Finance, so we don't have to. That's why we appreciate you, dog. Exactly. But if you guys don't want to pay for all these softwares, just attend Stock Sundays and I'll tell you what to look for every week. So this is the only free software that you get. I pay for them so you guys don't have to. All right. Let's see what else questions do they have. What do you think about Nvidia earnings? Nothing. I don't really get into earnings, but I do pay attention to earnings. All I gotta say is if Nvidia dips significantly, buy the dip. If Nvidia jumps up, then I still make money. That's the best thing I could say about Nvidia earnings. It dips, buy the dip. It goes up, I make money. That's what I think. I gave you my opinion. Okay. Somebody said, how do I learn this? All right, I'm going to tell you once again. This person said, my name is Name. Okay, cool. This person asked, how do I learn this? All right, I'm going to tell you. What you need to do is follow these steps. You need to click the link in the description after this live ends, and you need to go inside of my Discord, pay your 35. You basically in free because I'm going to give you all the information you need. You were going to fuck this money up on cigarettes, weed, Jordan, something stupid. So why not fuck it up on your future? So let's just say you are the person who cares about your future. You go to the read first, and then you go to the free courses. It's that simple. That's how you learn this. If you do not know anything about these candlesticks, these MAs, if you don't know how to enter option trade anything, comment trial on the live or comment trial under any of my Instagram posts. DM me the word trial or click the link in the description after this live, and you will learn this. I guarantee it. Like, if you follow the steps I just showed you, it is impossible for you not to have a good grasp on options, especially after these free courses. You do all 5 of these, there's only 5 of them. You got to go through 5 of them. It'll take you probably a day or two. And then the other 4 days, paper trade, see if you like it. Don't try to go in, and then also Google the word paper trading. So before you try to use real money, trade with fake money. See what I'm saying? See if you actually like paper trading, right? Think or swim. So Google paper trading, think or swim. It'll be either go to these two, Charles Schwab or Webull. All right, trade with fake money. So you can still enter my plays with simulated money. So you don't even have to use your real money. You pay your 35, get over $1,000 worth of gain, really over $10,000 worth of gain for $35, because you can make 10 grand from your 35. Potentially you can make 10 grand. That's the low end. That's the worth it is. I could say 100 grand worth of gain, because this game will stick with you for life. You're going to learn candlesticks. Once you learn the art of candlesticks, that's already, you're on your way to making 6 figures. Just learning what the hell these are. Learning support and resistance. Learning how we do things. Honey drip is already on your way to a 50 to 6 figure income easily. And I didn't say how long that'll take. It could take, depending on who you are, it could take 1 year. It could take 2. It could take 3, 4. But this is definitely 6 figure knowledge for just $35. Somebody said, can you bring a tax professional in Honey Drip? Funny you say that, because I am going to interview a tax person actually pretty soon. People are coming to Atlanta for the festival, and yeah, I might interview some people for that. Somebody asked me, what strategy do I use? Buying the dip. That's my favorite strategy. What's my favorite word? Y'all know gonna come less. Buying the dip. That's my favorite strategy. Yeah, everybody press the like button. And if you're watching this, please give me a like. That would mean a lot. We got 1,300 viewers. Well, we got 400, 350, 360 on Instagram, and 1,300 on YouTube. So shout out to everybody who's watching. That means a lot that you guys are even viewing me. Thank you guys so much. All right, how do you play the cup and handle on the monthly chart? I don't play that pattern. It's not my forte. I've only made money off that pattern once, and that was maybe 3 years ago. All right. Are you hosting an event in Atlanta next week? No, I'm not. Right now, I am preparing for the following years. So sometimes you gotta take a step back to take a step forward, you know, and wait your turn. It's not my turn. My turn is in 2026 when my building is complete. So that's something that even, you know, a young lad like me gotta realize. Wait your turn. My turn will be in 2 years. All right, and when I press go, it's a wrap for anybody. That's all I gotta say. All right. If you scared to buy the dip, then you probably wasn't in Honey Drip. That's facts. All right. How long did it take you to become profitable? So people ask me this all the time, and my answer is I did not have a mentor. I had to read books. I had to do trial and error. I had to lose money. I had to really learn this with real paper. You don't have to do that. It's going to take you shorter time frame than it took me because you have somebody like me telling you the answers. Now, granted, but to answer your question, maybe 2 years. It'll probably be 90 days to a year. You see what I'm saying? Maybe 2 months. Some people 1 month. Some people are just smart. Like now, and some people, you don't have to have a degree to be smart. That's another thing. Does this require a degree? I don't have a degree. I'm just a genius. I personally think we hold too much weight into college as to how smart someone is. Completing a standardized education doesn't mean brilliance, especially in the stock market. Because depending on their personal habits, they can be bad at trading. So you could go to college, but you're greedy. You always have FOMO, chasing after the next play, or you don't take profits on time. And it could be somebody who stayed in a fucking trailer trading better than a collegiate person. I've seen that before. I've seen poor people who understood this shit better than somebody who's educated. And I'm being honest with you. Why? Because somehow this poor person has discipline. Somehow this poor person studied more than this collegiate person. They wanted it more. So this is almost like a clean slate. It doesn't matter your education level. It just matters if you can follow the directions, if I'm being all the way honest. And it doesn't take some degree for someone to learn how to follow directions. Just being honest with y'all. So that's another thing. If you believe that you're too dumb to learn this, I'm telling you, you could be better than somebody who has a degree if you can follow directions better than they can. Just being honest with you. This is literally trading is systematic. It's not about who banged this sorority, who went to this fraternity. That's another thing I like about trading. It took away all that bullshit. I hated that shit. Remember those days, right? When I don't know what society y'all live in, but I used to live in this society back in the day where you had to go to this certain school. You had to pledge this certain fraternity or sorority just to be somebody, right? And I was looking for something that could make me money that didn't require all of that bullshit. All of these terms, you can't have this. You gotta be from this. You gotta be this certain skin color. Your daddy gotta be this. I hate that shit. And trading is none of that. That's why I love trading. No boss. Don't have to kiss ass. I promise you this market doesn't care what skin color you are. Now that was shit. Sign me up. First thing I ever been in where skin didn't matter. I never seen anything like this. I promise you they're not biased and they're not going to take your money because you're black or white or anything. You could be any color. They're not worried about that shit. They're worried about when you place that trade, and that's just honest. It's the honest truth. So it's fair. That's another thing too. It's the most fairest thing I ever been in that made me money. And I don't have to kiss ass. And it gives you a fuck you mentality. Like, you know how, like, for instance, when I go to a resort, I remember back in the day, I used to sit at the bar to try to network with people. I don't network no more. The fuck I need to network for? I know how to go get me some money. See, remember when you used to want to sit at the bar and try to go impress somebody and try to go, remember those days? Yeah, I don't do that. Trading allowed me to free myself from the ass kissing, free myself from the opportunity wanting, the making friends and keeping up with people who are assholes, really. You get what I'm saying? I remember when I was trying to network for this IT job, one of those guys was the biggest assholes I ever met in my fucking life. Huge asshole. Fuck him to this day. I couldn't wait to shit on that guy. When I literally made more money than him, like probably 9 months later after he tried to shit on me. So yeah, trust me, even I got shitted on before I got rich. So it happens to us all. But if you really tired of getting shitted on, want some fuck you money, want to develop a skill that can take care of you to the point where you could possibly tell your job to fuck off. You know how many people in my chat be like, man, I wish my boss would say something. I'm ready to walk out. Y'all done gave me the knowledge and skill set. Because you got to think, if you're making $20 an hour, trading can free you. If you're making even $40 an hour, I'll say 20. For the people who making those 25 and down, you definitely need to learn this shit. Even people who get money need to learn this shit. I think if you look at stock charts, what does this person say, and it doesn't turn you off, then you have a chance to learn this game. Nah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Fear is ignorance. Think about it. The only reason we're afraid of the dark is because we can't see what's in front of us. Fear is just ignorance. See, I'm no longer afraid to go downstairs because I've educated myself that fucking ghosts and remember you used to be afraid to go downstairs when it's dark because you saw those scary movies and this and that. I don't believe in one single scary movie. I don't believe in none of that bullshit. All of that exorcism, all of that ghost shit, and all of that hunted. Fuck that shit. Right? Why? Because I'm educated. I'm no longer afraid of what I can't see because I'm educated. So it's the same thing with stocks. Education stops the fear. The only reason you're scared of this shit is because you're uneducated about it, and you also listen to common core people tell you that the stock market is gambling, right? So you got to understand, I'm going to be honest with you, everything society told you was a fucking lie. Whole bullshit lie. They told us that in order to make 6 figures, college was the only option. That's what they told us. When I was in the Army, I made $4K a month cutting hair. $4K a month in the Army, $3K a month cutting hair. By the time I was 21 years old, I made $7K a month with no degree. All I had was 2 incomes, Army and cutting hair. From that point forward, I took a step back and said, you guys lied to me. Everything you told me was a fucking lie. I was sitting here crying when I was 18, saying, God damn it, my life is over because I'm not going to college. And then 3 years later, all I did was stay down in the Army and cut hair on the side, and I'm making $7K a month. More than anybody who's getting out of school right now. Anybody with a 4-year degree, they weren't pulling in $7K a month unless they were, had the plug. Then I wrote a book. Then I started to invest that $7K a month. I started to invest $4K a month out of that $7K. I lived off $3K, invested the $4K. And then now I'm making $10K a month. When I made my first $10K a month, I was 21 years old. At 21, I made $10,000 in one fucking month from a combination of 4 streams of income. From that point forward, I said everything they're telling us is a lie. They lied to us. Degrees aren't shit. All you need is skills. So I don't care if you're a plumber. Let's just say you be like, okay, Aristotle, I can't cut hair on the side. Cut some fucking grass on the side. Be a plumber on the side of your job. Be an Uber driver. But guess what you do with that side? Everybody needs 2 streams of income in order to come up. You need one that you live off of, and you need the other that you invest. So you got plenty of options to do this. If you and your girl got money, right? Your girl go to work, you go to work. Instead of you guys combining you guys' income to meet ends meet, what you should do is talk to your lady and say, listen, baby, how about we live off your income or mine's, whatever. What I would really recommend is, hey, let's live off the cheapest income. So who makes the most? Let's invest the person's money. See, people, you got to live backwards. See, what y'all should do is say, okay, we got a 2 income stream household. Whoever makes the most, we're going to invest their money because that's going to get us richer quicker. And whoever makes the least, we're going to live 100% off their money. That's option 1. Now, for my single men, option 2 is you need 2 streams of income, your 9 to 5, and then your side hustle. You're going to live off your 9 to 5, and then you're going to invest your side hustle. You see what I'm saying? That is the way I came up. That is the way I understand how to tell someone to come from the bottom. That is the only option, to go all in on the second stream of income into either stocks, business, or both. And I know what you're going to ask me. What do I invest that second stream of income? Stocks when the market drops, business, real estate, crypto. If Bitcoin falls to 40K, 30K, 25K, there's so many ways to go invest this money. You see what I'm saying? This outside money, business, ebooks, a restaurant, a car wash, a daycare. Get creative. It's so many ways to get money. You just got to choose one. People just aren't thinking outside the box. I could never see myself going broke because I understand the game. If I was to go broke, I would just go back and do the same shit I did to get rich. That's all I'm going to do. See, you know how they say they can leave somebody, like for instance, you could leave me with $0 and you could take me back poor and I could be in your position. I'd still be a millionaire again. I damn sure get 6 figures again. I know I'm going to get 100K. I know that for a fact. I'm going to have 100K save again because I just understand the game. I understand the money game. You feel me? And that be another thing. Somebody said, stop watching TV and learn after work. That is true. See, here's another thing that I got to tell you guys that, and this is the honest truth. I got rich in the military. They took 12 hours out of my day. So you actually have an advantage over me when I first started getting money. The reason why is because I got up at 5 a.m. and couldn't get home till 5 p.m. Then I had to start my side hustle after 5 p.m. Most of you have an 8-hour shift. So you have 4 more hours per day than I had. I wish I worked an 8-hour shift in the Army. So think about it. It's 24 hours in a day. The Army took half of my day, but your job takes a third of your day. You work 8 hours, right? So you got a third of your day. So what are you going to do with the other 12 hours? You got 4 more hours to go work a side hustle. You could drive Uber for 4 more hours and still, have 8 hours to sleep. Now, granted, I recommend having only 6 hours of sleep. I'm going to be honest with you. You don't need that full 8. That's another thing, too. If you're trying to get money, I promise you I didn't get 8 hours of sleep the first 3 years of me getting money. That's another thing you motherfuckers need to hear. The weekends is where you catch up on sleep. But from Monday through Friday, that's a 5-hour, 6-hour sleep schedule. Any hustler will tell you that. You don't get 8 hours of sleep when you first hustling. That's for broke people. See what I'm saying? That's for people who, don't dream. They content with their life. You're not going to get a full 8 hours because you might have to stay up and study. You might have to, I used to have to work 16 hours a day, 12 hours in the Army, another 5 cutting hair. So that's about 17 hours. At the end, I got 7 hours to myself. I only used to get 5 hours of sleep. The last 2 hours is for me to shower, rinse all that hair off me, and read books. You don't get no full fucking 8 hours when you trying to hustle, when you trying to build your life. See, at the bottom, it is harder. A lot of people don't want to hear that shit, though. Somebody said, I be living this army life for 10 years. And that's cool. Don't be ashamed of where you are. But at the end of the day, if you're under the age of 40, really 50, you still have time. If you're under the age of 50, even if you're in your mid 40s, you got to think it only really takes 5 to 10 years to change your life for the next 20. If you're under 50 years old, I ain't gonna lie, if you over 50, shit, yeah, bro, like, you kind of wasted some time. I'm gonna be honest with you. But if you're, if you're under 50, you know, you still got time to enjoy your 70s and 60s. It's not too late, but, you know, you ain't gonna have 30 years to enjoy the money. You know, I at least tell people you want at least 20 to 30 years to enjoy some money. So, but it only takes 5 years, in my opinion, to come up. But a lot of you don't want to put in that work that first two because it's so hard. Like, how can I tell one of you to stop keeping up with the Joneses when you're already fucking knee deep? You already done bought your goddamn truck. You already bought that expensive ass house. You already done took the picture on Instagram and Facebook and you done told everybody, oh, I got this big ass. Some of you can't even live privately until you come up. You gotta tell Facebook. You gotta show them, oh, we got a his and hers. I got the white big truck. She got the white Mercedes. We bought this house. Now we up. The American dream is to buy a house and 2 expensive cars. A his and hers. Am I right or wrong? That's the American dream. I say that is not the American dream. That is a trap. If leave it up to me and my woman gonna stay in an apartment until we get our shit together. And then when we get our shit together, that's when you see the house. But some of you just rush to hurry up and get those 2 cars in that house before you even have your shit together. And now you house poor. See, my mama is a photographer, right? Is a photographer. And she told me she would be going in people's homes. And she said all they can do is afford to live in that home. They can't afford a vacation. They can't afford shit because they're house poor. You know what house poor is? When all of your expenses go into you living. You're so pressed to live in this good neighborhood, to drive these nice cars, to do all of this shit, that at the end of the month, you have nothing left over. Because you wanted these granite countertops. You wanted those 2 cars to flex to everybody on Facebook. I see a lot of people on Facebook, and I can just look at them and tell they're house poor. All you can do is afford to live where you at. But see, that's not the American dream. They taught us that's the American dream. That is why in 2008, the fucking housing market crashed. Because everybody at that point were idiots and we were buying shit we can't afford. We're getting smarter now. All I got to tell you guys is you're going to have to be humble. If you ain't got no money, if you ain't got a pot to piss in, you got to humble yourself. And it's so funny because poor people tell rich people or anybody who has more money than them to humble themselves when they don't realize you're the one who needs to humble yourself. You live, is it humble to make $5K a month or bring in $5K a month of your home and then spend $4,800 of that? That's not humble. That's cocky. You know how fucking cocky you gotta be to make $5K a month and then have $4,800 in bills? Because you're too fucking ashamed to cut down on your expenses, to not live as good as you do. To me, that's cocky. You need to humble yourself. See, I wasn't cocky when I made my first million. I made my first million and I lived in an apartment. When I made my first million, I didn't even know what Dior was. I swear to God. The first time I heard what Dior was, Pop Smoke. Christian Dior. I had to go, I was like, what the fuck is that? And that was, by the time Dior came out, I already had an M and some chain, maybe $2 million when that song came out. Gucci, I heard of it. I heard of Louis Vuitton. I didn't know where to find it. Except Lennox Mall, but I was living in Savannah, Georgia. All markets have different margin requirements. But yeah, man, we talking that shit on Stock Sunday. Just letting y'all know, man, live extremely below your means. Humble yourself. Get you some money. And if you missed out on the stocks that I picked, Comment the word trial if you're trying to get in, and then click the link in the description if you're on YouTube Live, so you can get this money. Basically, in free shot to everybody. If it's 1,300 people on this live, everybody need to be in the chat. Coming in Honey Drip, getting this game. Also, the mentorship. Somebody said happy birthday, Xander. Appreciate it. Do I know Quando Rondo? I do not. All right. I didn't say I was from Savannah. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. All right. Somebody said, I'm finna move back to my Duke's house and run it up. That's cool, but that's another thing, too. I've never seen a generation of people living with their mothers and still, that pisses me off. When somebody lives with their parents and still can't fucking get no money. Man, you got to be like a piece of shit. I ain't even gonna cap. You are irresponsible. Like, that's why you live with your mother. That's why. You get what I'm saying? You don't deserve to live by yourself yet. If you can't save money and somebody else is paying the bills, you fucking suck at life. That's for anybody living with their parents and struggling. You are you. And you know what's so crazy? These be the main people making IG posts. You don't deserve to talk about grown folk shit. You're not grown. I'm not even trying to be funny or nothing. Humble yourself. Get off social media. Stack some bread. And if you're on social media, get money from it. But I can't stand when somebody who can't take care of themselves talk about grown folk shit. You know how many people who live with their parents was talking to them? Man, don't fucking talk to me about this shit, man. You ain't grown. If you can't survive now, if you live with your parents and you got a nice job and you saving money and you stacking your bread towards something, that's different. Cool, you grown, but this for the childish ass people. And imagine living with your parents, working, and still asking them for money. Like, some of you want to be children so bad and need to grow the fuck up. I'm going to be honest with you. And then we hear this stigma, well, people shouldn't move out of their parents' house too soon. Man, get the fuck out of them folks' house. Get your ass out of their house. Go try to fail in life. Go fail. That's how you win, is by failing. All this, I'm going to stay with my parents till I'm 30 because I ain't ready yet. You a bitch. You're scary. Pussy. Bitch. Now, women, cool. Women are meant to do bitch shit like that. But if you a man, you can't be no bitch till you 30, bro. You just can't. I'm sorry. You heard it here first. That's not how you win in this world. It's by running from it. You don't win in this world by running from the shit. You win by facing that shit and failing right in front of that's how you win. You don't win by, mommy, can I jump off this cliff like you a fucking bird? Like you a baby bird or some shit. Is it my turn to fly? Yes, motherfucker, it's your turn to fly. I don't get it, but hey, they're gonna say I'm fucked up, I'm mean for saying this. It is what it is. I'm always the bad guy when I tell you guys the fucking truth. When I call you a pussy for acting like a little baby bird, afraid to jump off a cliff, I'm wrong. So I'm just gonna be wrong in this live and go enjoy my night. Post my son birthday pics. God bless y'all. Comment the word trial under any of my posts. And let's get this money, man. Somebody said, not everyone can handle failure, bitch. All right.